Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to introduce the menus of the VRMath2 Editor. There are a few sets of drop-down menus in the VRMath2 Editor. The menus have functions that mostly shortcuts they can find somewhere else, but there are also some unique functions only that you can use from the menus. Let's start with the first one, file. There's a separator. That means there are basically two categories in the files menu here. First 5 functions relate to the 3D world, from new, open, save, and so on. For example, the screenshot here is to take a current screenshot of the 3D screen. And this one, the screenshot is the same as this screenshot here. If I click, then that's the same screenshot function. So the first 5 actually are the same to the 3D window, first 5 icon here in the toolbar. And the next 3 is are related to the logo program open, a new open and save function. Say if I click on the pencil icon here, and the first 3 icons here are the same functions as the last 3 items in this file menu. The edit menu has 4 functions. They are not normal test copy and pasting. The copy, paste, delete, and deselect refer specifically to the 3D objects in this 3D world. For example, if I insert a sphere here at the current turtle's location and click on this sphere, that means I selected this object. At the same time, I can say deselect, and it will be deselected. And of course, if I click on it, I select it. I can also deselect from various places. I can deselect from here as well. But now, if I select the object and at this time I choose copy, and then the system will not remember this. The object _0 is the object to be copied. At this time, if I say move the turtle up to a new location, and then I select paste here, then the same object will be pasted into the new location there. Alright, so now I just click on new world and start anew here. So the next one is the insert menu. The insert menu has exactly all the same function objects here to be inserted as the objects in the menu bar, in the shape bar here. So for example, the first group here, from insert a cube to this extrusion, this is the 3D object, and then there are some 2D objects here. So 2D rectangle here, and they are all in the shape from cube to 2D rectangle here. The next one is the world, which is this insert a world. So if someone have created the world, or you have created the world, you can save as a world and then later insert into your new world. And then there's media. There are picture, video, and sound, exact function of the 3 there. Then there's lights, 3 different type of lights. They are the dark background icons here. Then there's transform and viewpoints, which is transform viewpoints here. And we'll have more introduction when you look at another video about the shape bar. So that is the insert menu. The shortcuts, well, exactly called shortcut here, has some special functions. Now, first of all, the reset is actually the same as the reset here you can find, or as easy as typing, by the way, reset function here, reset command there. Most of the function can be achieved by text command as well. The next one, turtle speed, is actually a special one that you can only get from the menu here at the moment. So what we can do here is to open up a file to test, because I didn't log in, so I get this user login information. So just tick this one, do not show it again. So here, if I open up a spirograph logo created by a user, and I run this one, notice that there's a set wait 10 here. That means there will be some delay in the turtle movement. So if I run the program, the turtle is starting to create some squares, but quite a few squares, and also changing in different colors. And the turtle has some sort of slow down speed. At this time, I can change the speed to even slower. Right. So this is something special. Usually during the program, when the program is running, there's not possible to run any other command unless you stop the logo program from running. But this turtle speed is something, some exception that you can actually change from here. There's a set wait 10, but you can actually change to no delay, and it's almost complete instantly. So that is something about turtle speed here. We can also change the turtle size. Say if I turn on the grid here, this is by default, the turtle is something like this, the size. If I change the turtle size to smaller, and also smallest, as you can see, for some purposes, for example, if someone's building and can't see the turtle, or the turtle is too big, then it can be useful to change the turtle size. I'll just return to normal for now. The background, by default, the background is kind of underwater background for the sea turtle. You can actually change to some texture background or color background. For example, change to black world, or change to some texture sky and land. But all these backgrounds can in fact be found from the background chooser here. So just have a quick jump to the windows here. Most of the window here you can find in this VRMath2 system can be found from the window menu here. So sky and land is background 0. You can change to background 1, and if you like this, you can actually select apply. So that's just an example. I just return to the original setting here, close the logo editor here, turn off the grid. So that's and return to the viewpoint here. All right, so material, say for example, if I material refers to the material chooser here. In fact, there are quite a few set of materials here, and each set has 36 different type of material. And when this material is selected, it actually just randomly select one of the material for the object you're going to create. So for example, if I insert a sphere here, and sort of select this sphere, and if I select this material shortcut, then it gives me a random material setting here. Select again, another random one, select again, and I actually don't know which one it is selected, but it's just a random one. I can also random select a text image. So now it has a number 5 on it. So assuming that is the texture chooser here, it applies image texture randomly, and there are from 0 to 10 there's 11 sets, and I suppose that number 5 is probably this texture here. And of course, if you select that, you can click in here and you can change the texture here, and you can remove the texture as well. Alright, and I can delete the object here. So let's move on. That is shortcut menu. The view menu, if we created some viewpoint, then we can sort of change to the different viewpoint. Now when we are editing, most of the time we are in a navigation view, which is the default viewpoint here. We can, if we want, can change to top camera, so it will bring everything and you to the screen, and you look down from the top, and you can do bottom and so on, left and right, right camera and so on. Right, so anyway, we'll just return to the navigation view here. Now workspace, by default when we come in, it's designer workspace, but you can change to beginners, simplify the word layout, or programmer, or you can do player. That's another one will be introduced in a different video. Then return to the default workspace there, designer. Windows, previously we already introduced. Say if we sort of close this window for some reason, and then you can bring the 3D window back from there. Now the help has a logo guide, which is another window here. Say if we want to know more about the weight function, you can type in weight, and you can get the command explanation here. Just click on find, and you can find different functions there. Now to note the logo language guide here, the logo language guide is basically the logo in VRMath2 is the Berkeley logo, but there are some specific commands in this VRMath2 3D environment, and they are shown in this teal color. So if we go to the graphics, for example, the turtle motion, there are quite a few new commands. They're not the normal 2D traditional logo commands. These are specific new commands in this 3D logo environment. Then there's about VRMath2, some credit here, and then there's debugging, testing, experimental. You can view X3D in DOM. If we have created a box, for example, and what this box, how does it work, is basically the kind of X3D code, and that is the X3D code generated, and the system is basically doing this sort of thing. When you insert a cube, the system in fact generates something like that, and so the browsers can draw the 3D cube. Alright, so that is all for the menus.